You you're telling me you're telling me that this is what people want. These quote unquote simulator games are what people actually want. If this is really what people want, then I'm losing all faith in gamers, like right here, right now. Let me explain what I mean. So, there was a preview for a game called Surgeon Simulator. It was a big hit, it was released on Steam. A little bit later, we got Goat Simulator. On Steam, big hit. We've now got Cat Simulator. I know it's got a proper name, but I'm just going to call it Cat Simulator. And Tabletop Simulator. And both of them, from the sounds of things, sound like they're going to be big hits. Do people even know what a simulator game is? Okay, it's not crappy ragdoll. It's not crappy controls and ragdolls based around a theme. That is not a simulator game. That is called shit. Okay, a simulator game is stuff like Farming Simulator, freaking Flight Simulator, that kind of stuff. Stuff that tries to basically immerse you in a real life environment. And sure, some of those simulator games don't do it as good. Like Farming Simulator doesn't do it that good from what I've heard, but it tries. And that's the thing. That's the difference between true simulator games and this sorry ass excuse for simulator games. Now, let's get one thing clear. I found Surgeon Simulator a lot of fun. But I'm sorry. Those people that want to make these quote-unquote simulator games, putting rather floaty, crappy controls, ragdolls, and base it around a theme and calling it a simulator game. No, that's not a simulator game. That's called being stupid. And don't get me wrong, I know that there's people that love it. I mean, after all, why the hell is Surgeon Simulator a success? Why is Goat Simulator a success? Why is that goddamn Cat Simulator thing basically on the road to being a success? Why do people enjoy The Amazing Frog so much? It's because people enjoy those games, and don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing to like those games. I mean, I enjoy playing games that are stupid as fuck. I mean, I play the Neptunia games. That's nothing but sex jokes and freaking video game jokes based around an RPG game with really highly sexualized anime girls. You know? I've got no real right to question why you enjoy these games. But I have to question why they're starting to come out more and more. I have to question why they go under the title of simulator when they are not a goddamn simulator. They're just... I don't think there's an official... Ragdoll game. Let's just call it a ragdoll game. Okay, these are not simulator games, these are ragdoll games. This is where you basically take a game, add ragdolls, and put it around a theme. That's all these games are. Now, I know you can argue, oh, but Goat Simulator added a ton of stuff. Yeah, but does that really extend its replayability? I mean, like, I actually legitimately think Surgeon Simulator is a legitimately good ragdoll game, because there's various, like, it's the same thing. You're horribly operating on somebody, but it adds these unique things, like you can accidentally prick your finger on morphine and suddenly you're struggling to find stuff. You might have to perform the operation while in an ambulance, or, you know, where there's no light and such. They put a lot of genuine effort into this. And of course, there's the challenge of trying to complete the operation without the patient losing as fast as you can with as little blood loss as you can. You know, that is a constant challenge for people. But what has Goat Simulator got? Yeah, sure, it's got secrets. Yeah, sure, it's got hidden things, like you can become the king of all goats and make them rain from the sky. You can slow down time and such. Yeah, but is that really going to expand the replayability longer than maybe an hour? How many times can you have a ragdolling goat crash into a car? Like, honestly. Even with Saints Row the Third's Pratt mode, I didn't find it all that amusing. It was fun for the first couple of times, but then it just started to get boring. And that's the impression I'm getting from Goat Simulator. It's just, I don't know. It fascinates. I mean, as I said, you're not wrong, but I am fascinated how you guys can find these games enjoyable for longer than an hour. Like, I am legitimately. I mean, maybe it's because I'm too narrow-minded, because I'm the person that enjoys, like, games with gripping stories, or with a lot of freedom, like, Skyrim, Space Engineers, Minecraft, freaking most of the RPGs outside of Final Fantasy 13. I prefer those kind of games, and maybe that's just my thing. Maybe it's like why I despise Call of Duty, yet it still sells millions upon millions every single goddamn year. But it's just, it's hard to say what I'm really more angry about. The fact that these games sell, or the fact that they go under the name of a simulator game when they're not. I guess it's a mixture of both. I mean, again, I'm going to keep saying this. I'm not wrong, you're not wrong, okay? If you love these games, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. Just like how, because it's your opinion. In your opinion, you love these games. In my opinion, I think they're utter shit. I don't think they should be made. It was a laugh when Surgeon Simulator did it, but, unless you're gonna, match that bar, don't fucking bother. Because there's not a whole lot to begin with. I mean, as I said, most of these quote-unquote simulator games is just ragdolls based around a theme. Goat Simulator is just ragdoll based around the fact that you're a goat. I mean, yeah, sure, you can argue, oh, but there's a mode where you can play as a giraffe or a whale. Well, so, you're just basing it around, something. You're basing it entirely around ragdolls. And you're just throwing a theme there to give it some context. It's like freaking Tabletop Simulator. That one game that's coming out on Steam. Really? Ragdoll effects based around tabletop games. Are you fucking serious? I mean, it's like, I honestly think, I think that Ghost Simulator doesn't have a lot of replayability. I don't think that Tabletop Simulator has any to begin with. Because at the very beginning, you can flip the table, and that's it. And it's got multiplayer. So someone can just go into a multiplayer game, flip table, leave. And then just do that. It's like, why? I know what some of you guys are thinking. It's probably, oh, well, why don't you think up of your own game that can be based around this? Make your own ragdoll game. I don't want to make a ragdoll game. If I want to make a game, I want to make one that has a good story, is gripping, has solid gameplay. Not just, here is a theme, here are some ragdolls, go have fun. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I want to see in games. And yes, I know that there has to be games like this to appeal to people who want these kinds of games. Don't get me wrong. You're correct in that. You're right. There need to be these kind of stupid games, just like there needs to be stupid generic copy and paste first-person shooters for the general population because they just want generic first-person copy and paste shooters. But that doesn't mean you start flooding the market with these kinds of games. I mean, think about it. Surgeon Simulator came out, 1 or 2 years ago? In the space of this year, we've had Goat Simulator coming out. We've got that Cat Simulator going out. We've got Tabletop Simulator going out. 3 games that, in my opinion, are really lacking in imagination. I'm not even kidding. The level of, or the lack of, imagination in this. I mean, it's just what is Goat Simulator? Oh, it's just, you play as a goat. With ragdolls, you can headbutt things like a goat. There's some secret places here and there. You can be a whale if you want. You're a whale. And you can grab things with your tongue and pull them. I mean, how is the shit that you can do in Goat Simulator any different from playing Gary's Mod or something like that? And I love Gary's Mod. I think it's a great thing because, It's more than just ragdolls based around a theme. You can have ragdolls based around a theme. You can have Stop It Slender. You can have Hide and Seek, Prop Hunt, Ultimate Chimera Hunt. You can have something like similar to, what's it called, Hotline Miami. You know, that has more. And yet it still has that whole throwing ragdolls around mechanic. You just have to work a little bit for it. Yeah, you have to make your contraptions that can launch ragdolls and such. I mean, how is Goat Simulator any different from Gary's mod? How is Tabletop Simulator any different from Gary's mod? How's Cat Simulator any different from Gary's mod? They're just ragdolls based around a theme. And then you can get Gary's mod, which is ragdolls based around a theme, and more! It's just... As I said, you're not wrong, but I just don't get you guys. You enjoy these games. I mean, good for you, I guess, but I honestly, as I said, you're not in the wrong, but I honestly think that you're the kind of people that are really holding back game development. It's just... It's nothing against you guys, it's just the simple fact that, well... Why? It's ragdolls based around a theme. It doesn't matter how much effort went into it. I mean, as I said, the Surgeon Simulator, I think, sets the bar in these current simulators. Cat Simulator, Tabletop Simulator, Goat Simulator, they don't even come close. They're just like a really small map with ragdolls. It doesn't... Who gives a shit if you put secrets in it? It's a really small map. It's just like, oh, look at this, we've got ragdolls. You can headbutt a car and go flying. You can blow up a station and go flying. You can flip a table. Oh, you see that TV? Well, you're a cat. You can jump up to it and knock it over because you're a cat, and it's ragdolls based around a theme. It's not even simulation. It's like, how is any of these 4 ragdoll games, 5 if you include The Amazing Frog, quote-unquote simulator games? How? I don't know about you, but I don't see goats freaking able to destroy everything in the world. I don't see you able to cut out the heart, put it in, remove the lungs, put it in and say, oh yeah, he'll be alive. I don't see... Well, okay, Tabletop Simulator kind of got me on that one because you can flip tables in an actual tabletop game, but it's like... Yeah. But Cat Simulator, I know people that have got cats. I know that they can cause a mess. The level of Cat Simulator? No. These are not simulator games, okay? These are ragdoll games. These are basically, you take a game, you add ragdoll to it, you put it around a theme, and then you sell. And this shit is going up on Steam. This is going up for like 10 quid, 20 quid. No! These games are just 1 hour. The average person would probably get sick to death of these simulator games, these ragdoll games, in an hour. You honestly think that 20 quid is worth an hour of your time? No. You can get a lot better games for 20 quid. Okay? You can get some really good... You can get frickin' Borderlands 2... You can even get a goddamn Call of Duty game for 20 quid. You can get Civilization, The Ship, frickin' Sanctum, Saints Row the Third. I'm pretty sure you can get one of the Resident Evil games for 20 quid. All of them give massive hours. You can get 3 or 4 copies of Gary's mod. All of them, all of these games, like all the ones I've just listed, they have so much more content than these ragdoll games. And they last longer than an hour. You won't get bored of them after an hour. Because they're really big games. Oh yeah, that's another one. Just Cause 2. It's got a fucking multiplayer mod right now, and it's a giant map, and there's so much shit you can do. You're telling me that these games that cost the exact same price of Goat Simulator and Tabletop Simulator and such, you're telling me that these games are significantly less than Goat Simulator and Tabletop Simulator. You think that they are vastly inferior to the art that is the goat simulating and the tabletop simulating. As I said, if you enjoy these games, fine, not gonna hold it against you. I've played games, I've hated games that people love, and people have hated games that I love. I personally love the Neptunia series. People think that they're absolutely shit. Fine. If you believe that, that's fine. That is your opinion. I just do not get you guys. You're spending 20 quid on something that'll get you like an hour of entertainment with very little effort. Yeah, you think a ragdoll game, ragdoll's based around a theme that probably only has enough content to last you maybe like 1 hour, 4 hours tops if you're really, really lucky. And you honestly think that stuff is better than some of the masterpieces that we got, like Left 4 Dead, Just Cause 2, freaking, let me see if there's a couple other ones. Grand Theft Auto 4, I'm pretty sure you can get for 20 quid nowadays. Faster Than Light. Seriously, guys, you think that Faster Than Light is more insignificant than... Really? Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon, Elder Scrolls, you could probably get Oblivion for 20 quid on Steam. And you honestly, you forgo those games. These masterpieces. These beautifully made, tons of time and money and effort and blood, sweat and tears, all this stuff put in. And you decide, you know what? These games, they've got too much effort in. I want a game that's overly priced, that only has one real thing involving ragdolls, and a simple theme that'll last me maybe 1 to 4 hours, that can probably be made up in 3 or 4 days. I'm not even kidding, you could probably make Goat Simulator, you could probably recreate the goddamn thing in anywhere from like 3 days to a month tops. I don't get you people. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't get you people. You people that buy these games, forgo games that are better than it, or in the case of Gary's Mod, does what they do, but better. I don't get you people. I legitimately do not get you people. You're playing games that, for one, they're not simulator games, okay? I mean, like, you can say all you want, but this is the one time I will say you're wrong. They are not fucking simulator games. You want a simulator? Go play Microsoft's Flight Simulator, okay? Go play something like Farming Simulator. I mean, sure, that's not entirely, like, fully a simulator thing, but it's a lot more fucking close than these games are. These are not simulator games, okay? They probably just use the word simulator because it's not really a very big market. Let's face it. I mean, the only 2 simulator games I can really think of is Farming Simulator and Microsoft Flight Simulator. They're the only 2 simulator outside the Sims, but that's a more arcadey simulator. But I'm referring to like down to earth, like ultra realistic simulator games. Okay? They're probably just like, oh, hey, this market is very empty. Hey, let's make a game, call it a simulator, and let's abuse the fact that this market is very small. Make it seem like we're artsy and unique. Developers who do that, you're not fucking artsy or unique. You're being fucking stupid. These are not simulator games, no matter how much you try and say, Goat Simulator, Tabletop Simulator, Cat Simulator, Surgeon Simulator. I mean, like, Surgeon Simulator, I think you're great. But you're not a fucking simulator game. I mean, I know what you're going to be thinking. Oh, well, what would you call it then, to make it sound right? I don't know, but the last thing I would call it is a simulator game. Just freaking get rid of the simulator. Call it Tabletop, Surgeon, Goat, Cat. I mean, it's like, I don't know, give it a stupid name, like freaking the Ouya's got the Amazing Frog. I'm not saying like that in a questioning sense, like actually the name of the title is The Amazing Frog and it's got a question mark at the end, so you have to say like, The Amazing Frog? Yeah, that's a ragdoll game. You don't see it calling it Frog Simulator. don't get you. I seriously, I'm trying my hardest to understand why people buy these games. I'm trying to understand what you see in them, why you can spend this much money for something that's probably only going to last you tops 4 hours. And I do not see it. If any of you guys like play these games and you like think they're like the best games in the world, please fucking tell me why. Because I have no idea. As I said, I've been saying this the entire like 20 or so minutes. You're not wrong. If you enjoy the game, good on you. You're not in the wrong. I'm not in the right. But I'm not in the wrong and you're not in the right either. But I just want to fucking know. What is it that drives you to get these games? These honestly stupid as fuck games, which is just ragdolls based around a theme. And I'm going to keep calling them ragdoll games. And only going to call them simulator when I say their name. What is it that makes you play these games and not instead put that money towards games that have put more time, effort, money, a bigger passion, other than to cash in on something Surgeon Simulator started? I mean, like, Dustin Ensline's Tale, Faster Than Light, Saints Row the Third. There's so many good games that you can get for the same price as these games. And yet, for some reason, you forgo them for these. I mean, it's like, oh, you want a Ragdoll Simulator Gary's Mod, or Saints Row the Third, or a bit of a stretch, but Grand Theft Auto 4, specifically, because that's got Ragdolls in it. Just Cause 2, that's got most of the stuff that you want, and more. Just Cause 2 has got a giant world. It's got frickin' the grappling hook. Probably the funnest mechanic in any game I've ever played. I just don't get you. I just don't get any of you. Like, even remote. I got nothing. Fucking ragdoll games. That's what they are. You can like them, but I don't fucking get why you like them. To me, they seem stupid. They're just ragdolls based around a theme. How can anyone like this? How can anyone pay this much money for a game that's only going to give you 4 hours of a meal? I gotta stop. I'm going to just be, as if I haven't already, I'm just going to keep doing loops otherwise. Seriously, if any of you guys like really love these games, I'd love to know why the fuck you love them. Because I sure as hell don't know why you would like them. Because they seem stupid. They seem like a simple cash-in. As I said, you're not wrong. If you like them, you're not wrong. I'm not right. But I'm not wrong and you're not right. Okay, it's your opinion. I'll respect it. I just think that these games are fucking stupid. And I'd love to know why you think otherwise, or if you think, or if you agree that they're stupid, why you would pay money for these stupid games when you can get other stupid games for either the same price or a fraction of the price. It's fucking raining outside right now, if you can probably hear. I'll catch you guys next time.